Hey, hi guys. In today's lesson, I'm going to talk about the indefinite past in Spanish, el pasado indefinido or pretérito indefinido en español. Okay, so pay attention and let's start. When we're talking about the simple past tense in Spanish, we have two forms of simple past, okay? The first one is the indefinite past, okay? Tenemos el pretérito indefinido or pasado indefinido. And we have the imperfect past. Y la segunda tenemos el pasado or pretérito imperfecto, also known as copretérito. Okay, so if you're talking about the simple past in Spanish, you have two types of simple past, okay? The indefinite past, el pretérito indefinido, and the imperfect past, el pretérito imperfecto, okay? In this lesson, we're going to talk about the first one, okay? We're going to talk about the indefinite past. Vamos a hablar acerca del pretérito indefinido, okay? When we're going to use this type of past, okay? Case number 1, when we're talking about past actions that were already completed and which are not having any link with the present moment, okay? When we're talking about past actions that were already finished in the past, okay, then we're talking about the indefinite past. We have to use the indefinite past in Spanish, okay? Let's see some examples with some sentences so you will understand this better, okay? Here I have this sentence. Yesterday, I ate a slice of cake at my favorite restaurant, okay? I already finished my cake. So the action, it's already finished, was already finished, okay? So if I'm talking about an action already finished, then I have to use the indefinite past, okay? Voy a usar el pasado pretérito indefinido in Spanish, okay? So in this sentence, in English, we said, yesterday I ate a slice of cake at my favorite restaurant. If I want to say this, in Spanish I have to say, ayer, yesterday, ayer, I ate, comí. Remember, in Spanish, you can remove the personal pronoun and just put the verb. Ayer yo comí, you can put the pronoun. Ayer yo, I ate, comí, but also you can omit it, okay? You also can say ayer comí instead of saying ayer yo comí, okay? You can remove, omit the personal pronoun, okay? Ayer, yesterday, I ate, comí, a slice of cake, una rebanada de pastel, a slice of cake, at my favorite restaurant, en mi restaurante favorito. Okay, so this verb, ate, in Spanish, in the indefinite past, will be comí, comí. Okay, we're talking about past action already finished. Now let's see another sentence. Here we have, yesterday, Antonio dreamt horrible, okay? If you want to say this, in Spanish you have to say, ayer, yesterday, Antonio dreamt, soñó. This verb, it's in indefinite past, soñó, horrible, horrible. Okay, this action was already finished. I'm talking about indefinite past. I have to use the indefinite past, okay? Now, case number 2. We have to use the indefinite past when we're talking about past actions that happened at a specific time, okay? And we have these phrases. Pay attention if you have these phrases. This means that you have to use the indefinite past, okay? If you have phrases such as last night, anoche, okay? Last night, anoche, last month, el mes pasado, last month, el mes pasado, yesterday, ayer, yesterday, ayer, last year, el año pasado, last year, el año pasado. If you're having these types of phrases, then that means that you have to use the indefinite past, okay? El pasado indefinido, pretérito indefinido in Spanish, okay? Let's see some examples so you will understand this better. Here I have these sentences. Last night, I didn't sleep well. Last night, I didn't sleep well. If you want to say this, in Spanish you have to say anoche, last night, anoche, I didn't sleep, no dormí. I didn't sleep, no dormí, well, bien. Okay, so our verb, dormí, slept, it's in the indefinite past. Okay, you're using the indefinite past and check you're having this phrase, specific time, last night, anoche. Okay, so that's a sign you have to use the indefinite past. Now we have this sentence. Last week, Alice drew a unicorn. If you want to say this, last week, Alice drew a unicorn. In Spanish, you have to say, la semana pasada, last week, la semana pasada, Alicia, drew, dibujó, okay, this is in indefinite past, dibujó a unicorn, un unicornio, okay? So you're having this phrase, last week. We're talking about specific time. So if you're talking about specific time and the action was already finished, then you have to use the indefinite past in Spanish, okay? And now let's go to case number 3. We have to use the indefinite past, el pasado indefinido, pretérito indefinido, in Spanish when we're talking about two actions that are happening at the same time, but one, it's interrupting the other. So in this case, the action that is interrupting the other, then we have to put that action in indefinite past, okay? Let's see some examples so you will understand this better. All right, so here we have this sentence. I was eating when my brother arrived. Okay, yo estaba comiendo, I was eating. As you can see, the sentence, it's in past progressive, past continuous. I was eating when, okay, cuando, and then we have the action that is interrupting this action, okay, this previous action. I was eating, yo estaba comiendo when my brother arrived, okay, mi hermano llegó. So when we're talking about some action interrupting another action we were doing, then we have to put this verb in past, indefinite past, okay? Mi hermano llegó. So this verb, this action that is interrupting, we have to put the verb in indefinite past, okay? Yo estaba comiendo, I was eating, when, cuando, my brother arrived. Mi hermano llegó. Okay? Let's see another example. Here we have this sentence. We arrived. Llegamos. Remember in Spanish, sometimes we remove the personal pronouns. Okay? So if you're having llegamos, means that you're talking about the pronoun we. Nosotros, okay? You can say, nosotros llegamos, we arrived, but also you can say simply, llegamos in Spanish, okay? We arrived, llegamos, when, cuando, okay? This means we are interrupting, okay? So our verb has to be in the indefinite past. Llegamos, okay, this verb is indefinite past because then we're going to interrupt an action, okay? Llegamos when the teacher, el maestro, was giving the class. Estaba dando la clase, okay? In this sentence, we have past progressive. Estaba dando, aba, past progressive, okay? Estaba dando the class. So the previous sentence, the sentence that is interrupting, has to be in the indefinite past. En el pasado, pretérito indefinido, okay? Llegamos. We interrupted when the teacher was giving the class, okay? All right, now let's see case number 4. We have to use the indefinite past in Spanish when we want to list things we did in the past. Okay, let's see some examples so you will understand this better. Here we have this sentence. If you want to say, yesterday I woke up early, I went to work, and I had dinner with my parents. In Spanish, you have to say, yesterday, ayer, I woke up early, me levanté temprano. Okay, this verb, it's in indefinite past, levanté temprano. I went to work, fui a trabajar. And I had dinner with my parents. Y cené con mis papás. Okay, so the verbs in this sentence are in indefinite past. Levanté, fui, cené. Okay, if we're making a list of things we did in the past, then we have to use the indefinite past, pretérito indefinido, in Spanish, okay? All right, so now let's go to case number 5, in which we have to use the indefinite past in Spanish, okay? When we want to write down what someone did in the past as a biography, then we have to use the indefinite past, okay? For example, if you want to say what Cristobal Colón did or what Edgar Allan Poe did, then you have to write on that in indefinite past, okay? Now let's see some example so you will understand this better, okay? Here we're talking about Einstein, okay? So if you want to name what he did, then you have to write it on indefinite past, okay? So now let's start with the first phrase. Einstein was one of the best physicists. So if you want to say this, in Spanish you have to say, Einstein fue uno de los mejores físicos, okay? Einstein fue uno de los mejores, one of the best physicists, físicos. Okay, this is in indefinite past. Fue. Okay, Einstein fue uno de los mejores físicos. Okay, Einstein was one of the best physicists. He developed, él desarrolló, or simply desarrolló, the relativity theory, la teoría de relatividad, and hizo, and made, hizo, big contributions, grandes contribuciones, to the quantum theory, a la teoría del quantum, okay? So as you can see, all the verbs you're having are in indefinite past, okay? Fue, desarrolló, hizo, okay? So if you're talking about what someone did in the past as a biography, then you have to put all of that in the indefinite past, okay? Alright guys, so that would be all for today's lesson. Now you know what's indefinite past and when to use that in Spanish, okay? In next lesson, I'll be posting some verbs in indefinite past so you can learn them. So stay tuned and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!